The Glock 30. Oh boy, 45 ACP. This could be the end-all answer to the people who just want to buy one semi-automatic gun. Just think about it. If either you can only afford it, and that's cool. Maybe you just can only afford one gun. This could be the answer, and I'll tell you why. Or you just want one gun. This basically covers everything. Let's talk about it. Is it good for concealment? Yes, it's perfect for concealment. Is it good for home defense? Yes, it's perfect for home defense. Is it accurate? Yes. Is it reliable? Yes. Is it easy to clean? Yes. Does it break down easy? Yes. You are looking on the top at a Glock 30 with a rail and a light system and a crimson trace. You are looking at the bottom at a broken down field stripped Glock 30 without the rail and a crimson trace. I got to tell you right now, this gun is really special because it is only 1.27 inches in width. A lot of guys might say, well, that's a little blocky, that's a chunky gun. It's a 45 ACP. You know, I'm just going to be real with this. It's a 45. Now, I know we can get 1911s, and I have some of them that are small 3-inch, and they weigh about the same thing. Like my Kimber 3-inch weighs 25 ounces, this is 26 ounces, same thing, but it holds less rounds. I have a Glock 21 magazine in this Glock 30. I'm carrying 13 plus 1. And I'll show you some carry systems here in a little while, but it's a very high quality gun for the money. Now for the money, we also got to talk money. Remember I mentioned a Kimber, $1,200. Glock, $500. How long will this Glock last? Unfortunately, it's going to last longer than we live. They are that reliable, and they don't rust, they don't break down. You got to take care of them, you clean them. Super high quality for the money. For the money. All right, now let's talk about some other things. It does come in what's called the SF model, the slim frame. I do recommend that. These are not the slim frames. Both of them you're looking at are not SF models. So you may want to get that. They're a little bit thinner, a tad bit. There's no safety on the gun. It's very simple. A lot of guys like the safeties on the 1911. I do. And I also like not having the safety on the Glock. It's just, I like them all. I'm just giving you high points of the Glock 30. No safety. I do like the safe action trigger. It takes a little getting used to. You have to shoot a couple hundred rounds at the range to get used to it, but it's awesome once you get used to it. Like anything else, you have to practice with it. The recoil, people say the 45 ACP, bang, it's such a big bang, and it's almost too much. You know, maybe you should carry a 9mm or a 40. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying I really don't think the 45 is all that bad if you practice. You get accustomed to it. You have to get accustomed to it. When I first got my Escalade, I thought that thing was like driving around in a huge tank. I didn't even like it. It was so long. I got the EXC, I think it's called, EXT or something version. It's like 20 feet long or something. I couldn't back up. I was backing up into other cars almost. But you know what? After a couple of months of driving, I'm like, oh boy, this is sweet. This is big, it's long, it's strong, it's American. This Glock from Austria, you got to get used to the 45 recoil. I highly recommend it. $500? Come on, that's a good deal. Now the Crimson Trace I have on both guns. Let's talk about that. Do I like it? You know, yes, I like it for this reason here. Let me pad out a little bit. And then I don't like it. I got a couple things on the table we got to get to, so let me move quick. The Crimson Trace with the rail here, you know, I could have put a light laser combo in one. In retrospect, I should have done that if it has a rail. But then again, if you're in a situation in a nanosecond where you have to grab your gun and point it, do you want to be playing around with your finger looking for this button? Or, as far as a laser, or you just pick up the gun and the laser, see the laser, is detonated. So that's what's nice about having the Crimson on the grip. It's just, you just pick it up and no matter what, it's gonna point the red dot. The negative is that if you're in a home invasion situation, you got bad guys coming at you and you're hiding somewhere and you just want to surprise them and shoot them, you're going to give up your location. So you have to weigh that out. The laser, if you pick up a gun that has this on the grip, you're going to give up your location. The light, I love the light on these. And the problem with the light is how do you carry this? You know, it's hard to put in a holster. So let me show you what I do. Let me put this back up here. Okay, let me show you what I do. For that particular gun, just for that particular gun, I do carry a pouch. And a pouch is a manly thing on certain situations, you know, on what you're doing for the day. And maybe once every 2 months, I'll carry a high quality, this is made by Coronado leather, and I'll do a separate review on this pouch because I love it that much. But the pouch comes into play if you're going to some huge barbecue event. Of course, it's got to be legal for you to carry the gun into this situation, but whatever type of event where there's thousands and thousands of people around and you just want to blend in, look like a tourist, it doesn't matter. It's a manly thing to have a 45 on your hip. And this is how I prefer to carry the light because it's hard to put in a holster. So there you have also a spare magazine. I get the extra Velcro, the industrial strength Velcro from Home Depot. So my magazine is in there safely and strong. It's held in tight. And then the Glock 30 with this extended magazine. Glock 21, 13+1 rounds. And here is the extended magazine spacer. This is huge right here. They're hard to find, these things, but this is the company. AG grip extenders. They make them for a whole line of different guns, especially Glocks. That's what's nice about Glocks, by the way, is accessories. When a Glock comes out with a new model in the future, if they do, you can count on that gun having a huge amount of accessories immediately. Or for any gun that Glock sells presently, there's a huge amount of accessories. If you want to replace the trigger, the magazine, the slide, the barrel, anything on the gun that you want to change, the mag release, there's other companies that sell accessories for this Glock. And you know what? Out of the box, I think it's perfect. In retrospect, I would have not put the Crimson Laser Trace on the grip because it was pricey. It was about $170. I would have probably just gotten a light and laser all-in-one on the rail. But this one here on the bottom, I'm glad I put the Crimson Laser on the grip because it does not have a rail. Alright, let's look at the two magazines here. On the left is, you can see it's smaller, it's 10+1, the magazine the Glock 30 comes with. And on the right is a Glock 21, the 13+1. So, I like it with that spacer. I mean, that's a nice package. How easy is a Glock to put together? As we know, it's easy. I'll show you in a second here. Different ways to carry the Glock 30. Here's one way. A preferred way of myself. Straight shooter. Look at that. Miami Classic from Galco. And that is a Glock 29, 10mm. That is my everyday carry. There's two magazines here on one side of your chest. These are 13+1. You got 13+1, and that's an easy spot on your body to access a concealed weapon. And it doesn't print too much. You know, what I wear is like a Levi denim shirt that's long over a shirt. I'll get into a whole nother video on how to conceal these weapons, but I love that Miami Classic over-the-shoulder holster. It is pricey. I think it's almost $200, $180, but you have it for life. And you can, as you can see on that holster, you can interchange right there. If you have like 3 or 4 different guns, you can get the holster for each gun and then just change the little lock mechanism there and pop on whatever gun you want for the day. But I always carry my Glock 29 10mm. I just like the 10mm round. I practice with it a lot and I'm comfortable with it. But let's get back to the 30. By the way, the 29 and the 30 is the exact same size. They're identical, just a different barrel. Same holster and everything. Let's do this. Let me pause out and change the scenery here and show you some comparisons of what a 21 looks like next to a 30, and let's also put it next to a small compact KAHR car 40. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to pause out. Here's a pretty cool look. This is the Glock 30 on the left and the Glock 21 on the right. You can see the huge size difference. I'll show you some different angles, but the Glock 21 is really about almost an inch longer. It's big, and I love it also. I would never conceal that, but that's great for home protection, and some people say it's more accurate. I don't think so. I think the 30 is as accurate as the 21, so you might as well get the 30. I have the 21 because I like it for home protection, and I just like it. So now the crimson trace on those grips, you know, I know I'm going to get comments that it makes the gun a little bulkier and that you give away your position like I said earlier, but I like that red dot. I like to know that if it's at night or for whatever reason, if I have to pull this gun, unfortunately, if I have to pull it, I have a red dot to help me point. It's just me. In retrospect, like I said earlier, I would only put the crimson laser on the left side, which is the one without the rail, and the one with the rail, I would get a light and laser all-in-one on the rail. Less busy, you know, it's a little bit less busy, less bulkier. But let me zoom in so you can see the difference here. I made them balance somehow, I don't know how I did. That's a pretty wide barrel on that 21. That's a big boy. And there's the 30. Subcompact. That 30 is a sweet package. I'm telling you, this could be, if you want just one gun, I'm going to say it again, this could be it. Let me show you some different angles. That's a nice shot. The 30 on the left, the 21 on the right. 21 has the rail. Put the light and laser on it. The 30's has got to be the winner of all three 45 ACPs that Glock makes. In my opinion, the 36 doesn't have enough firepower. The 21 is too big. It's great for the range. But the 30, due to the fact that you can put the 21 magazine in it with that spacer, that's a winner. Lightweight, 26 ounces. Awesome. Here's some other shots. Here's a nice comparison. On the left you have a car, KAHR PM40, 40 caliber, nothing to sneeze at. And on the right is our Glock 30. And I got to tell you, the Glock 30 still wins in this little comparison for a moment. 13 plus 1 with that Glock 21 magazine in it. Momentarily it has the stock magazine in it. That's the 10 plus 1 magazine on the right. That's what it comes with. And the car PM40 I'm going to do a whole separate review on. I'm not so sold on that gun yet for the price that you pay for it. I've had a couple of issues with it, and we'll talk about that some more in a future video. But I just wanted to show you a subcompact. Let me hold them up in my hand. High-powered gun, 40 caliber, of course, not 45. 45 is the badass. There's your 30, and there's a little baby 40 caliber. So, you know, I still like my 45, even though this is a lot smaller, and it has the laser built into the grip. You don't have to pay extra for that, but I guess you do pay extra because this gun's like $700, $600-$700. I forget what I paid. But I just wanted to show you that angle, comparing it to a 40. Let's go to something. So there you have it, the Glock 30 45 ACP. What a package it is. Highly recommended by myself, Straight Shooter, from weaponseducation.com on YouTube. There you can see it in my Galco paddle holster. Here, over here, you can see it in a pouch, carved out of leather. You can carry that spare magazine right around your waist. And here is a nice way to carry it in the Miami Classic over-the-shoulder holster. What else can I say? It's just perfection. Perfection. Thanks for watching, viewers. Please subscribe and tell a friend. You guys are awesome. Gals too. Bye-bye.